What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. I'm not sure where that accent came from. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling ecstatic today, Cancer. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going for it. Of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. Great job, Rhonda. And just so you're all aware, Cancer, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you. Leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Feel that build-up, Cancer? I'm with it. Now, let's jump into it. All right, Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Mars Day. Mars is here. a lot of Mars energy going around today, Cancer. This is the time to get energetic. I actually moved my arm days to 2 Tuesdays. Just because it's like, this is a great day to get active, Cancer. This is great energy for just getting the blood pumping, for just going out there and just feeling alive there, Cancer. Do something to take care of the body. Do something that and this is energy too, Cancer. Even just thinking with this, Mars Day is a great, I feel, energy for just really kind of making just great impressions. So, and I mean, that could be great energy for the sun too. But just something to think about there, Cancer. But we may want to take it a little easy today, Cancer. Maybe not doing something so vigorous. Maybe doing some yoga, because the moon is going void of course today, Cancer. The moon is going to be going void of course. I feel like that was a pretty solid transition. It's going to be going void of course at about 4:07 a.m. and that will be Pacific time. And then she'll be moving from Taurus into the sign which she's exalted in. Or, excuse me, she'll be moving from Aries into Taurus. Look at her, she's moving backwards. Wouldn't that be something? From Aries into Taurus at about 5:28 p.m. So we're looking at about a 13-hour and 21-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with this energy, this is what happens when the moon forms her final aspect with the planet. And this is when... or it's after that the moon doesn't have any more energy to, she just kind of goes off and wanders for a little bit after she forms that last aspect. I really think, I'm going to look into that. There's got to be a place that's like, where is she wandering to? Is she just like, we're just turned a blind eye to these lunar shenanigans. But it is a time to just kind of recharge your batteries there, Cancer. This is not a time to turn a blind eye to what you need, Cancer. So make sure to check in with your emotions, just seeing how you've been feeling. Does what's reflecting inward reflect outward? And just really just kind of, see how we're feeling. If there are any particular emotions that we may have been having trouble with as of late, because we are the most emotional, wherever you happen to have Cancer energy, whether it be points, placements, house, that's where you're going to feel a bit more emotions, feel a bit more sensitive. So this is an energy just to kind of check in with yourself there, Cancer, because our energy is one that is kind of impressionable as well to those around us. We can really kind of pick up on that stuff depending on how deeply you've met yourself there, Cancer. So... and I feel like this is an energy too, even just saying that. It invites you to understand yourself a little bit deeper there, Cancer. Understand these fluctuations that do happen within you, because especially if you have your sun or your rising in Cancer, the moon is heavily, love that, Cancer. Hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. Thank you, herself. But... understanding these fluctuations and things are very important for us there, Cancer. So definitely take time for that. Do some meditation, some deep breathing. You may also notice too, starting up, some things can be a little tricky sometimes, that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and that people may be less likely to make decisions during this time. So something to keep in mind of and utilize. So that doesn't mean that people include you, Cancer. So you can be like, you know what, it's void of course and I ain't feeling it. It's not going to work for me. So just something to keep in your pocket there, Cancer. And then we have the waxing crescent that is in Aries. And I like this combination of this phase and sign, because I feel this is now the moon's kind of peeking out a little bit. This is like where your seeds are now starting to sprout a little bit. This is a time to build up your self-assurance, to your self-confidence, which is Aries energy. Aries is one that, you know, they're the embodiment of courage and bravery and confidence. And that doesn't mean that Aries doesn't feel fear. It is that fear, that nervousness that drives them, that gives them that determination, that will to succeed. No, let's not go there. But I do feel that this is an energy right now to think about the intention that you set during that Pisces new supermoon and really start building yourself up about that. Like really kind of going within. Aries energy, I feel like the first few energies really are in tune with the body, especially Aries and Taurus. But Aries is one that deals with, you know, because Aries is associated with the first house, which is our rising sign, how we can present, and it can even be how some physical things attribute to us there, Cancer. But there is this energy here, I feel, of really just kind of listening to what the body wants. The moon, I feel like it's tied in with your emotions. So if you've been, you know, if it doesn't feel So for some, I feel like this is not forcing something. You know, we may want something to grow a bit faster. As Aries energy can be a bit impatient. So this can be maybe finding alternative means to channel that energy while something else is coming to fruition. I feel for some others, this could be where maybe we need to get the energy moving. Maybe there's this stagnancy that's going on. Maybe you're still kind of piecing things together here, but I feel this is a time to maybe get outside a little bit. Go let life inspire you a little bit. Go see we're getting ready, depending on where you're at. You know, things are getting ready to start to blossom. Granted, I was outside earlier and it was a little chilly, but things are still nonetheless starting to blossom in this energy. You know, we're getting towards the sun is getting ready to move into Aries soon. And I was thinking, kind of meditating on this before the reading, that the moon, is a lot of Aries energy that's going on right now. And the moon and Mercury are, they're both in Aries right now. And I feel that this can be where it's like your thoughts and your feelings are really kind of on the same page here. And I feel that, where the moon starts forming conjunctions with all these planets in Aries, including the North Node and Chiron, this can be where we're feeling a pull towards something. There's something inside we can't put our finger on that's getting woken up in the sense, where, especially I feel when the moon forms that conjunction with Chiron, there may be something here that fear may come up to light, but I feel the moon is encouraging you to come at it from a different angle. Maybe not tackle the whole thing at once, but what steps can we take to tackle this stuff? Where in the body does this fear, this anxiety, this stuff come up in? Really kind of get in tune with that. From Aries going into Taurus as well, once we get into that energy for the next couple of days. So between now and like the 14th, really be kind of tuning into the body and paying attention to this stuff and how these energies translate. And I feel that can maybe help in clearing a path for the direction that you may be trying to go there, Cancer. Whew. But yeah, and I think that's all I got for you there, Cancer. And if you're curious about how these energies do translate in your chart, you can check out schedules to book a reading for me down in the description box below in the on my Instagram page. And I'm trying to figure out how to pin stuff. And you really would have thought I was born in the 1800s with how I am with technology. It's fine, but I'm learning some things, Cancer. I did it once, and now whatever. But check that stuff out all down in the description box. And last couple things there, Cancer. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer, so check them out. They are a very fantastic group. You know, there's a lot of support and love that goes around, and we are in this energy of building this sense of community there, Cancer. So this is a great time, I feel like, to really appreciate the community that you are around. And, you know, I got to give shout out to Jamie. She's fantastic. She's been very supportive of my whole journey into this thing, and like as far as like coming onto YouTube doing this stuff. So, but definitely check out her and all the rest of the readers. They really provide some really great insights. An astrologer for a link down there as well there's some links down there for her as well. I'm low key. I think I'm trying to collaborate, really get into some kind of like collaborative thing. We'll see. I need to tap into some Aries energy though. And then there's some links for some podcasts I enjoy listening to, Cancer, and then some apps for some links that I'm getting on that as far as like updating, as far as like tools and things, Cancer, that I like. I have a website that I enjoy sentences, and just check out the description box, Cancer. It's lit. But Cancer, let's get into your general energy of the day, because I feel this can actually do a little bit more talking than I can. Oh, I like this, Cancer. Interesting. So you have the 17th card here, and I mentioned that because that's the star card energy there, Cancer, which is the Crow Spirit. And with this Crow Spirit, Cancer, and I like this is a card to co-create with Spirit. So speaking of collaborative projects, Cancer, this is a time, and that's what that Pisces new supermoon energy was about, of you co-creating with Spirit. And listen, just because this energy has passed, that doesn't mean that it's just like you've missed your opportunity necessarily to do it. You can always co-create with Spirit. It's just like, okay, where are we at? This felt like the time to check in. Okay, I'm at this waxing crescent phase. I'm wanting to build myself. I'm wanting to geek up. This is a time where you really kind of tune in there, Cancer. This, I feel, bringing up that star card energy. The star card can be a card of healing, and this could be healing that connection with Spirit. This can figuring out, how do you co-create with Spirit? Is this through, when I go to do these readings there, Cancer, because, I have my moons in Gemini, and I do enjoy like processing a lot of information and things along those lines. But there's a point where it's just like, I got to kind of step outside of just consuming outside things and going within as well, and seeing how I'm processing all of that information. And so how I've kind of been co-creating with Spirit is obviously through tarot, of course, but in the astrology. But that relationship starts with just like, okay, what you get inquisitive within. Okay, what am I feeling right now? Where are some things I'm feeling very satisfied in? Where am I not feeling that? And then where do I want to go from here? And sometimes trusting in those things and co-creating with Spirit takes time, but I feel that it's like a muscle. It's something we need to, maybe you connect with Spirit through journaling. Maybe you do it through poetry. Maybe it's through art. Maybe it's through music. Maybe it's through gardening. Maybe it's through cooking. Maybe it's through tarot, scrying. Maybe this is through graphic design, interior design. But I feel that this has to be a career or anything along those lines, Cancer. This is just like, how can you get connected with the part of you that is, it's you, but it's just like that highest version of you. You know what I mean, Cancer? How do we connect with Source? What does that look like? But I do feel like that it is remembering in that higher self, because that higher self is who, that higher mind is the one that is like, this vessel here is just another instrument of creation. It's a tool to express creation. You know, like this is. Let me get some tarot on this, Cancer, and get some details with this. Ooh, all right, Cancer. Because absolutely. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. You hear yourself. See what's going on here, Cancer? Well, a lot of moons here. Look at all this intuitive energy, Cancer. I love it. So you have the, excuse me. So you have the 7 of moons, the 8 of moons, the King of moons, and upright. And then you have the Queen of Swords and the Moon card in reverse. And this is Pisces energy. And I like this, Cancer. You know, this... I feel this moon being in reverse, this is getting familiar with the unknown. This is learning to lift that veil, kind of really sort of learning to let go. I feel with the 8 of moons being here, letting go of the things that you can just see, Cancer. This is really... Cancerian energy is one that is a very subjective energy. We're ones that, you know, with having a lot of emotions and the fluctuations. I feel like when we're sitting with that and analyzing that and meeting ourselves deeper, that's how we're really in touch. Water energy is really in touch with spirit and can tap into that intuition in a very fluid type of way. You know, no pun intended being a water sign, but it is, every sign has a way of expression, you know, of course, of tapping into intuition. But I do feel there is this, again, there's this, it's a double-edged sword, Cancer, in a sense. Because I feel sometimes when we get in that space that sometimes you can get a little lost in that nebula. Sometimes if we start to detach from our everyday there, Cancer, you know, things can start getting a little murky. And that's where we get into that sort of escapist type of realm. Because I feel when we're escaping, because even the 7 of moons sometimes can be this card of maybe oversensitivity and maybe even overwhelm in a sense. And I feel sometimes when we're escaping, it's in a pure sense, I do feel like that's that side of us that is wanting to get back in touch with source. That's kind of overwhelmed by the density that is going on in this realm. But I feel that because there are myriad options here, Cancer, with the 7 of moons. I feel like that we can co-create with source and to ground ourselves in this experience so that we can make and enjoy this journey and the process and the lessons for what it is. But I feel there is something here, and this could be just letting go of, you know, learning to trust those intuitive nudges and learning to trust yourself and learning to differentiate between what is maybe an intuitive message, maybe what is coming from ego. Because in ego's not inherently this bad thing. Ego's this sense of personality that we've established in this world. I'm just thinking about with Aries energy as well. You know, it's that establishment of this personality, how we present to this, how we understand this experience. But sometimes where we feel this sense of fear or we feel this sense of stuff, it's because ego wants to keep you safe, because it is unfamiliar, because sometimes in learning, in this experience, in co-creation, we tend to get hurt. You know, I feel like maybe we don't understand. And then that fear comes in and it kind of presents almost like an old wound. Let's say, like, for example, you did something with an arm, and then, you know, there's just, the body remembers. And that's where I feel too, like this can be a place where and as it makes sense there, Cancer, this can be a time, I feel like, to kind of explore maybe some untapped parts of yourself. And this could be how you co-create with spirit, which this is. You know, out of everything else, just on a base level, Cancer, this body is how you co-create with spirit in this realm. You know, everything else is just extra. So this, I feel, is a time to see, especially if you have any sort of like deep things that have been maybe ingrained in us that are just needing a softer eye to look at. You can come approach this with spirit together, because the thing is, you know, higher self doesn't judge you for what you've done, for the decision you made, who you've come into contact with, who you're still in contact with. Higher self loves you unconditionally. That's the beautiful part of this journey. And that's what I feel like this King of Moons here is. That's where the divine protection, divine love, that no matter what the circumstance, you are always loved. You know, but sometimes I feel like we can forget about that love. And this, I feel like, is checking into Cancer with how you've been, what are some things you may have been telling yourself, or maybe you've put, I'm even feeling for some with the Queen of Swords here, Cancer, then I think I'm going to move on from this. But I feel the Queen of Swords is giving me this energy too of maybe we've kind of, because the Queen of Swords is a Libra energy for me. And I like this, you get a lot of Pisces energy here as well. And Libra and Pisces have an interesting thing in common where they can do too much for people, where they may have surrendered maybe their options and things to a person, and now this could be a time for you, Cancer, to again get connected back with yourself again, find your own voice, and make a clear path here with the moon, because now again we have the sliver of life. This is exciting. This is hope. You know, that's when even thinking about the star card energy, that is a card for me of hope. It's for the future. But Aquarius energy, the star card, I'm going to get some more energy on this, Cancer. The star card energy, or Aquarius, is that it's the future, but it's the awareness of growth, you know, in the collective, in this journey, you know. And I feel that this, Cancer, I feel that this energy, let me get some more on this, Cancer. Thank you, yourself. Alright, Cancer, so you have the Six of Stars, the Knight of Moons, and the Nine of Moons in reverse. And then you have the King of Wands upright here, Cancer. Let's talk about King of Wands here. Because I feel this King of Wands, Cancer, this is, the King of Wands has a lot of energy, a lot to give, and very, very passionate energy. Very kind of reminds me of this kind of combination of Aries and Wax and Crescent. This is Sagittarius energy for me, though. And the King of Wands is one that, he's a great example of co-creation with spirit. Because he's the type that when he feels moved by something, when he feels that fire energy is inspirational, it is passionate, it kind of goes without question. Sagittarius is one very big on faith. And just even thinking with the King of Moons being Pisces for me, the King of Wands, both are Jupiter, they share a ruler with Jupiter. And I feel that there is this expansion that is trying to happen here when we do create with spirit. And both of these signs are associated with one way or another with this idea of faith. And especially with all this Pisces, kind of strong Pisces energy that you got coming here. Even the Nine of Moons. This is Jupiter in Pisces. And so I feel this, Cancer, is you getting in resonance with Source. This is you, I feel, with the Knight of Moons being here and the Nine of Moons. This isn't asking yourself of how do we feel about where we're at in our journey. Because the Knight of Moons is Scorpio energy for me. And sometimes I feel with this Queen of Swords, this may be sometimes where this could even kind of give me like maybe for some, we may be overthinking something. Maybe we're getting, even though we know there are all these options, maybe we're getting lost in the options possibly. But this Queen of Swords is giving me this thing, get out of our head and maybe get more into that kind of Scorpio way of guiding them, which is another sign that Mars rules over. And maybe getting into this place where we're taking more intuitive actions with source and kind of investing in that a little bit more with the Six of Stars here, Cancer, giving a little bit more with that relationship with you in spirit, and see how things can turn, see how growth can happen, see how even when you're going through maybe even tougher times, Cancer, times of uncertainty, how when you're on the other side of it, when you sort of realize that, like, it's just sort of like this, almost like you just realize that, like, oh, the storm has ended. You know how when if you've ever been sick and, you know, you're in it for a little while and then all of a sudden you're just better. And it's just like you happen to take a real deep breath one day. You're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been able to smell in weeks. When did that happen? Like, that's the kind of energy that can, I feel like, potentially happen even when we go through the tough times, because then, yeah, when you get on the other end, you realize how much you've grown. And I don't know, Cancer, it helps you when you're co-creating with spirit. I feel it helps you see things from a higher perspective, and it just helps you, again, meet yourself deeper, just on a deeper type of place. And this co-creation can, again, look like anything. This can even just be just a simple, just kind of conversation there, Cancer, just kind of checking in. I was doing a meditation last night, and this dishwasher that I have in this apartment, you would have thought like it was like 20 people that are trying to break in. And even though I know that it's the dishwasher, there were times that I had a moon card moment where there was some fear that was settling in. I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't feel safe in my vessel. Maybe there's something here that I need to look into. There's something unclear that Queen of Swords I'm still kind of exploring. But that was something that, you know, now we're in co-creation with Source. What is that? Being a little more inquisitive. How does that feel in the body? Where is that, you know, where's that coming up? But let's get some advice from Mars here, Cancer. But, you know, that moon card, I feel like that's a big kind of centerpiece around this one, Cancer, is learning to trust in that sort of mysterious type of energy there. And Cancer energy is one that, again, feels. You know, we navigate with those feelers there, Cancer. And ooh, and there's the star card there, Cancer. Look at that. Oh, Cancer, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, hold on. Oh. Take care of yourself. Let's see the... Oh, Cancer. Look at this. All this lunar shenanigans here. I'm with it. So you have the full moon card, which is one of the special major arcanas in this deck. The star card, the Seven of Stars, and the Page of Swords in reverse. Then you have the Three of Wands upright, Cancer. Let's switch back over. Because, you know, Cancer, that's interesting with the star card. Because that is, to me, that is the higher mind, you know, when we get into Aquarius energy, because their modern ruler, Uranus, is the higher octave of Mercury. And Mercury is the everyday mind, sees the thing. So I feel that this is, with this Page of Swords in reverse, this is a need to think bigger, Cancer. And that's fascinating. Because considering this, the Page of Swords always gives me Gemini energy. And Gemini is one of the signs that is ruled by Mercury, along with Virgo. And this is, I feel like this is expanding your mind, again, a little bit more there, Cancer. Seeing things, unlocking something different. Look at this keyhole that's in this moon card here, Cancer. There is this, I feel, thing that's wanting to be revealed. The thing that you planted during this Pisces season, I feel like wants to be seen, wants to be experienced, but I feel like we have to, it's something that you have to invest in, Cancer. And there are going to be times where I feel that at first, you know, it's because it's different for everyone, Cancer, how people connect with spirit, how that relationship. So no one can really, they can teach you tools and things and how to, you know, that what may help for them, but that relationship is special, Cancer. And so I feel this is one that is like this Three of Wands has kind of got this winding road here. This is something that you're going to have to navigate. I kind of like that this winding road is lit by the waning crescent, because it's, yeah, that'd be a waning crescent. So it's something that I feel like you're going to have to feel through, Cancer. This is going to be an experience, and just as it makes sense, no one's saying you just have to expose yourself to this, all the energies, but just like as you learn to trust and as you learn the signs of Cancer, something I feel again is healing in this with this star card here, and it's keeping the hope, keeping the faith, and the star card is a card of unexpected help for me as well there, Cancer, and whom better to get help from than Spirit. So I like that, Cancer. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So if anything resonated with you, Cancer, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer, because, you know, Cancerian energy is very, there is this natural intuition there. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, if you have any of those placements, there is this, water represents intuition. So, you know, the focus, if you have any of those water placements, is or in like planets or points, because everyone has Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces somewhere by house, but if you have any points in particular in that, you know, that's a side of you that's needing to operate from a less kind of like, of course you're keeping logic and everything in mind there, but you're more so feeling and understanding the emotions behind that. Cancer Suns, we're understanding who we are through our emotions, through that experience, you know, and then the house shows you the stage on which that takes place. So, you know, it's very interesting, Cancer, when you start to get in that relationship and get in the flow. And I feel like that's a great place to start too, Cancer. Find the thing that, and this could be something you recommend too, find that thing that gets you in the flow of this. You know, sometimes my definition of things like that thing that can just go by and it just raises your vibration. You're just in this energy of creation. You know, I love writing music, and I love doing obviously the tarot videos and things. This has been a very, very cathartic experience. So, you know, just like you find those things and it helps you navigate in the day to day. You show up differently. You know, you start making more different conscious decisions and things. And it's not like, it's not like all of a sudden like, oh my gosh, woke. You know, it's more so, it's a steady sort of thing. You know, the progress can be fast and the experience can be fast, but it takes time, it takes patience. It's, you know, it's a fun one, but, and then subscribe there, you moon. Again, all this lunar shenanigans. You get hit that bell button, get notified on all these videos each week or each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars. Check your chart there, Cancer. Maybe you got some Pisces. Maybe you got some Aquarius somewhere. What else do we got here? Then I talked about Scorpio and Sag, so maybe those two, maybe. But we can check your chart there together, there, Cancer. And then we can come check me, or you can come check me out on Alchemist 8, my other channel. I do weekly videos there, which I'm getting some stuff together. I have someone that I'm working with right now to get me all teched up and ready to tackle this stuff. So stay tuned. I'm going to probably start doing some live stuff here soon. So that's on the horizon. I'm thinking for like the weekly downloads. I think that would be something kind of fun to kind of be more interactive and things. So definitely check that out. And I do Celestial News Monthly. Actually, yours just came out yesterday, Cancer. So, and then Aries and Scorpio are coming out today. Geminis, and depending on when you're watching this, and then Gemini and Virgos are coming out on Wednesdays. But yeah, and then I do yearly ones as well. Actually, I need to do Aries yearly one here soon. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here. You're talking about Big Papa. Look at here, you got the Wheel of Fortune there, Cancer. I love when Jupiter pops up. But with the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer, I feel this is spirit. This is faith. Jupiter is about, your Jupiter placement is where you, yes, it's a lucky placement, it's where you find abundance and things, but Jupiter does represent that, what do we believe in? You know, that's the Sagittarius part of that, and that acceptance of something bigger than ourselves. That's where the Pisces comes in. You know, before Neptune was discovered, Jupiter handled all this very spiritual energy that comes through here, and there are going to be times where how do we keep optimistic, not just when things are going great, but when we are being challenged. Because I feel Sagittarius and Pisces, when you think about that relationship and tied with Jupiter, they both represent luck. I feel Sagittarius gets more of the quote unquote good luck because it seems like just because they're solely ruled by Jupiter, I feel like. But what they don't talk about with Sag is like Sag energy, yes, it can be very lucky. There's this trust. But they pictured them as the archer, but I was reading somewhere and I kind of agree with this. I feel like Sagittarius is more so the arrow. They're not really sure where they're going. They just know that they're going to land somewhere. I know what my intention is. Bam. And I could be aiming for this marker here. I might land in a tree. I might land in the lake. I may, who knows? But I feel in that spiritual side, Pisces always gets seen as the, we have to let things go, we have to grieve, we have to ascend, we have to do all the tough karmic stuff. But they don't talk about the reward that comes with that. Because that's beautiful. To both have how that can look is all a matter of perspective and a matter of faith. And this is bigger than religion. This is bigger than spirituality. This is that side of you that is all knowing, Cancer. That side of you that understands the whole of this experience, that is experiencing this situation, everything just kind of simultaneous. It's beautiful, Cancer. And I feel in that co-creation with that source comes the abundance, and the wheel keeps turning. Because when we get stuck, we know, like, oh, okay, I'm in a channel or in a challenge. What does that look like? What questions do I need to ask myself? Who do I need to maybe work with to get through this thing? Or maybe I need to not work with people and be alone for a while. And this is very intimate work, Cancer. So I do feel like this is, no one can tell you how to have this experience with Source. It's just, you'll just know, Cancer. So just something to keep in mind of there. And I feel this is the time to, because I was kind of thinking about the transitions. We're in a lot of Aries energy right now. And Aries is going to be a big theme, especially for Neptune going, and they're going to be officially in there in 2026, I want to say, because they'll do some retrograding. But we're going to be in very heavy kind of Aries energy here soon. So, I feel this is a time to really just get in familiar with your, let's reestablish that connection with yourself, with your spirit, with your source, and however that means for you there. Because I feel that's going to be an interesting energy. The closer that Neptune in Aries gets, I'm not sure how that's going to be. We'll talk about that more as that energy starts to progress there. So, but you stay safe out there, Cancer. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, let me get your other surprise card. So I said, wait a minute. I think I forgot something else. Got all. We went into spirit world for a second there, Cancer. Thank you, yourself. Okay, Cancer. Hold on. Oh, look at this, Cancer. Oh, I love this. Okay, so you have the Waterfall card here, Cancer, which is a card of inner power, unbridled confidence, Aries energy, and claiming your place. And I like this, Cancer, because I feel that with generating this inner power, this co-creation with Source, that does help you gain more confidence in what you're doing. Again, it's not that the fear goes away. It's just that now we know how to handle it. We know how to work with it. We know where... I like that, claiming your place. This is like not letting fear... Because fear, again, it's like it's something that is trying to keep you safe. But at some point, if the fear is hindering the growth, and it's not putting yourself in danger, but it is putting, we do need some activity, because the opposite end of Aries is Libra. And where Libra is a great energy, at a lower expression, Libra can be indecisive. We were talking about Queen of Swords. Libra can be indecisive and can lead to inaction because we're spending too much time maybe trying to find the perfect way to go about something. How do we, once I get this level connection with no, just figure it out. Just go. We figure this stuff out through life experience and things. So I feel like this is a time to go from that dreamy energy of Pisces, where it's like I'm thinking about my place into that world, to actually start stepping into that place and taking more action towards that, Cancer. So, all right, now I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. So you stay safe out there. Keep eyes on that moon. She's smiling out there. Cancer smiling down on your growth, on your connection with Source, and you're just inner knowing that Cancer is so abundant. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.